After our chemistry breakdowns of several different molecules, we were asked to talk about DMSO, which stands for dimethyl sulfoxide. And it's quite a simple compound, sulfur attached to oxygen and attached to two or di-methyl groups. And it's used in research and clinical applications, and let's dive into those research applications first, where its primary use is in cryoprotection, or keeping biological materials safe when they're under extreme cold temperatures. And that's important because if things are frozen in just water, that has a freezing point of 0 degrees Celsius, but it also creates ice crystals. If things are frozen in water mixed with DMSO, this reduces the freezing point down to negative 73 degrees Celsius, and we don't see the formation of those ice crystals. This is a phenomenon known as freezing point depression, which is critical for a few different applications. One of them is in cell culture, where you may be growing cells in the lab and you want to take a subset of those and save them for growth months later. However, if you were to just freeze them in water, those ice crystals would penetrate the cell membranes and kill your entire cell population. But by placing them in water mixed with DMSO, we can protect them while being frozen, thaw them months later, and allow them to grow and survive. Additionally, it can be used for tissue preservation, because if we don't preserve tissues, then this will lead to necrosis. And we may want to look at tissues at different time points under histological analysis. So keeping them safe in order to look at all the different cell populations that compose that tissue is necessary to preserve them with the water mixed with DMSO. And lastly, it can be important for other biological materials such as RNA, DNA, and proteins, because we want to keep those safe from different enzymes that are in our everyday environment, and also prevent them from having ice crystals formed while frozen, so we can freeze them in the water mixed with DMSO and thaw them for later tests. In the clinical applications, this is FDA approved for a drug known as RIMZO 50, and that's for individuals who are suffering from bladder pain syndrome. So this drug is administered directly to the bladder via a catheter, and it helps to alleviate inflammation and pain for those individuals. It's also used off-label for topical creams, such as those individuals who have creams for arthritis or pain from a shingles infection. And that's because DMSO is able to quickly pass the skin barrier, so it can help bring those drugs or those topical creams directly to that site for a faster relief. But it's also why when handling DMSO for research or clinical applications, it's important to be extremely careful. So if you have another molecule that you want to learn more about, make sure to leave a comment below and stay connected to my channel and with Dane Garvin.